Anthony Garcia guilty of murder in the deaths of Thomas Hunter, Shirley Sherman, and Roger and Mary Brumback. Years after their loved ones were brutally murdered, family and friends finally received some closure today. 7 hours after the jury was handed the case, a guilty verdict for Creighton killer Anthony Garcia. Reporter Jake Wazakowski was in the courtroom today when the verdict was read. He joins us now live. Jake?
Well, Jennifer, even Douglas County Attorney Don Klein couldn't hold back his emotions when the jury said guilty on all 9 counts. At 2:30 this afternoon, those inside the courtroom hear that Anthony Garcia is guilty on all counts in the murders of Thomas Hunter and Shirley Sherman in 2008 and Dr. Roger and Mary Brumback in 2013. Prosecutors wanted to thank the detectives who never gave up on the case, even when the Dundee murders went cold. They say the jury worked hard, listened, and they're very appreciative of what they did to reach a guilty verdict. It was almost too much for County Attorney Don Klein.
You have to think that's what this case is about. It's about Tom Hunter, it's about Shirley Sherman, it's about Roger and Mary Brumback. And so you can't help but think about those. And you think about the images and the last few minutes of their lives, and it can't help but be emotional.
The defense argued that the case was mostly circumstantial evidence and there was no hard evidence putting Garcia at any of the crime scenes. Garcia himself didn't have much reaction when he stood up after the verdict. His defense says they still believe Garcia couldn't have committed the brutal crimes.
Obviously, we're disappointed. I assume they went back and looked at the evidence and they did what they did. So I have a feeling our guy will have another day in court.
Now, this is not the end for the jury. They will be back here on Friday. They will decide if there are aggravators in this case that would make Garcia eligible for the death penalty. They're waiting for Judge Randall to come back from a trip. He will be back here on Friday. That will happen at noon. So still much to be done here in the case of Anthony Garcia, but family members getting some I guess, closure, as you would say, for what happened here today. Reporting live in the Douglas County Courthouse in downtown Omaha, Jake Wazakowski, KMTV Action 3 News.
Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmaderer took to Facebook following the verdict with this message. I was confident all along that the citizens of Douglas County who comprised the jury would sift through the evidence and theatrics to find the right verdict, and they did. As we move forward, we are left to remember the victims, and there is no need to mention or worry about Anthony Garcia any longer.